She was dying when he found her. Not slowly, not peacefully, but freezing to death in the snow at noon. Her pure white fur barely visible against the blanket of white covering the alley. Those emerald eyes, though, even half closed and fading, they locked onto his with an intensity that stopped him mid-step. It was 12:23 p.m. on a Thursday, and he was cutting through the alley behind his building to grab lunch. That shortcut saved her life. Or maybe she saved his. You'll understand what I mean in a minute. He dropped to his knees without thinking. The white cat didn't move, didn't flinch, just kept staring at him with those impossibly green eyes. Her breathing was shallow, ribs visible under the snow-dusted coat. She was hypothermic, shaking violently. There was a gash on her left front paw, partially frozen. But here's what got him. She wasn't scared. Freezing, injured, clearly left to die, and yet when he reached out, she lifted her head just enough to press against his palm. Like she'd been waiting. Like she knew he'd come. Now, some people believe animals can sense good humans from bad ones. Others think it's just survival instinct. What do you think? Because what happened over the next 6 months will make you question everything. And if you've ever felt chosen by a pet, hit that subscribe button because this story is about to prove you right. He scooped her up. The white fur was ice cold, snow clinging to her whiskers. Up close, those green eyes had flecks of gold, like tiny stars. "Pearl," he whispered, the name appearing fully formed. She tucked her head under his chin, seeking warmth. That was it. Some bonds form over years, but this one formed in a heartbeat. The emergency vet gave him the hard truth. Severe hypothermia, frostbite, infected wound, malnutrition so bad her body was shutting down. "She's a fighter," the vet said, "but I can't promise anything. Another hour in that snow and..." He looked at Pearl, those green eyes still watching him. "Do whatever it takes," he said. "She didn't give up out there. I'm not giving up on her now." 3 days in the animal hospital. He visited twice daily, and every time Pearl's eyes would find him the moment he walked through the door. She wouldn't eat for the staff, but when he sat with her, she'd take small bites, never breaking eye contact. The vet said it was unusual. Most strays either give up or become aggressive. Pearl was neither. She was waiting for her person, and she'd found him. Day 4, he brought her home. He'd bought everything: white bedding, ceramic bowls, soft blankets. Pearl explored cautiously, bandaged paw lifted carefully. When she reached the window where afternoon sun poured through, she stopped, just stood there, letting light warm her white coat, those green eyes closing in pure relief. He'd never seen an animal appreciate sunshine like that. Not like someone who thought they'd never feel it again. Here's where people split. Some say animals don't really love us, that it's just conditioning. Others believe they love harder because their lives are shorter. Drop a comment with where you stand, because what Pearl did next will fuel that debate. Week 2 brought the nightmare. He woke at 3:17 a.m. to Pearl on his chest, staring with dilated pupils, that paw tapping his face insistently. She meowed urgent and loud, then jumped off and ran to the door. He followed, confused, and smelled it. Gas. The stove had been leaking since midnight. The carbon monoxide detector had failed. If he'd slept another hour... Pearl sat by the door, those green eyes reflecting emergency lights, as he threw windows open and called 911. The firefighters said he was lucky, said the cat saved his life. But looking at Pearl, watching the chaos with that calm expression, he didn't think it was luck. She'd been saved, now she'd return the favor. The bond shifted after that night. It wasn't owner and pet anymore. His sister Rachel noticed. "She watches you like you're going to disappear," Rachel said. "It's kind of intense." But he understood. Pearl had lost everything once. Now she had him, and she was making sure nothing would separate them. 4 months in, Pearl's transformation was complete. The white coat gleamed like fresh snow. The green eyes, surrounded by pristine fur, looked even more striking. She'd gained weight, moved with confidence, but she still followed him room to room, still watched the door when he left, still greeted him like he'd been gone for years. Then came the job offer. Dream position, but relocating across the country. Everything Pearl knew would change again. He sat on the floor and she climbed into his lap, those green eyes searching his face. "Pearl, what do we do? New place, new everything. You've been through so much." She headbutted his chin. Once, twice, 3 times. Then started purring, that rumbling sound that said what words couldn't. "Wherever you go, I go, because home isn't a place. Home is you." But the night before the move, he discovered something that changed everything. Packing boxes, Pearl jumped onto his desk, knocking over mail. One envelope fell open. Inside was a letter from the building's previous tenant, dated 8 months ago. "If anyone finds a white cat with green eyes, her name is Pearl. I couldn't take her where I went. Please be kind to her." His hands shook. Pearl had been waiting in that alley for 8 months, surviving somehow, hoping. And on that random Thursday, cutting through on a whim, he'd found her. The name he'd given her was the name she'd always had. The connection wasn't new. It was recognition. Pearl sat there, those emerald eyes watching him process the truth. Everything made sense. The way she'd trusted instantly, the way she'd chosen him, the way she'd known he was the one meant to find her all along. Some call it fate, some call it coincidence. But as Pearl pressed her white head against his chest, purring loud enough to shake them both, he knew one thing. Broken things don't just heal. When they find the right person, they become whole in ways they never were before. The moving truck comes tomorrow. New city, new life. But one thing's certain. Wherever he goes, those emerald eyes will be watching, protecting, knowing. Because Pearl didn't just survive 8 months in that alley. She survived knowing her person was coming. And when he finally showed up on that snowy Thursday, she'd been ready. Sometimes the things we save end up saving us right back. And sometimes the strays we rescue were never lost at all. They were just waiting for us to catch up.